Hello student, welcome back. So this is your first chapter, changes around us. It's a chemistry chapter, okay? It's the first chapter of your term 2 syllabus, okay? It's a class 6 chemistry chapter. So as the name suggests, the name of the chapter is changes around us. In this chapter we are going to learn about all the changes which are happening around you, okay? Maybe they are that natural change or they can be man-made change, okay? All those changes we will be discussing about them in this chapter. So let's read it out. What a fun would it be if you suddenly get some magical power to change things around you? What are the things you want to change? You must discuss those things with me, okay, in our Zoom classes. But we do not have magical powers, of course, right? We don't have magical powers because we are normal human beings. But we can still change a few things around us without those magical powers, okay? Perhaps many things. Can you list few things which you can change without magic involved? You can write in your copy, in your notebook. That's a change, okay? You can change anything with your hands. They are nothing less than power, right? Many changes are taking place around you on their own in the field of the crop, agriculture, the farmer, okay? The crop change from time to time. Sometimes leaves fall from the tree, change in color and dry out. The flowers bloom and then they wither away. Okay, all these are changing. Oh, all these things are changing. Which are these are the changes which are happening around you. But some changes are happening inside your body also. Every day, your nails grow, right? Your hair grows every day. You grow taller and taller, and your weight increases as you grow, right? All these are the changes which is happening. All these changes are happening inside your body. Okay? Did you realize earlier that so many changes are taking place around you uh, all the time? Okay? Changes are happening around you all the time. Sometimes you realize and sometimes you don't realize. Okay? Now, can some of the changes be grouped together? So basically, you are in 6th class. Here, we are establishing the base of the science. So in this chapter, basically, what you are you will be learning about how we sort everything. Okay, how we sort the changes. Okay, how we categorize these changes which is happening around you. Okay, so in this chapter, we will be categorizing all those changes into groups. Okay. So how can we group various changes? It might help if we find some similarities between them. We discussed the beneficial thing of sorting the things out, right? In our previous chapters, we know that it always helps when we sort out the things. So in this chapter also we will be sorting out, we will be categorizing our changes. Okay, can all change always be reversed? So now it gives the hint of our very first categories. So basically all the changes is when anything which can be natural, it can be artificial, living, non-living thing, okay, when it changes from its original form into another form, that process is change. Okay, this change can be categorized into two categories. Very first category is reversible changes, second category is irreversible changes. As the name suggests, reversible changes are the changes in which the thing can revert back to its original form. Okay, and irreversible changes are the changes which cannot be reverted back to its original form. Okay, this is the whole idea of this chapter. We are going to learn all these things in detail. Okay, so the very first question in 6.1 is, can oval change always be reversed? So let's learn this with the help of this activity. Take a balloon and blow it. Take care it does not burst. Okay. The shape and the size of the balloon has changed. You know that when we blow the balloon, the size and the shape of balloon will change. Now let the air escape the balloon. What will happen? Balloon change its shape and size on blowing into air. But when we let the air out of that balloon, it will revert back to its original form. This is reversible change, right? But what happens if we let the balloon burst? Can we get back the original balloon? No. Then it will be your irreversible change. Okay, so now let's study second activity. Take a piece of paper and fold it. You have changed the sheet of paper into toy aeroplane. Basically, you have to make aeroplane, which you love. I know most of the kids love folding the paper and making aeroplane, right? So you have to do this thing in this activity. Okay, you have to convert the paper by folding and convert into a toy plane, aeroplane. You may have lots of fun in flying this plane. Once you are tired, unfold the paper again. After making the toy aeroplane, you can play if you want to. Then you have to unfold that paper again. What will happen? What will happen if you unfold that paper again? Yeah, you will get the paper back. It's a reversible change. Okay? Don't mind the creases. But at the last, when you unfold the paper, you will get back your paper. Right? So it's a reversible change. Now let's look into third activity. Take some dough and make a ball. Okay, try to roll out the roti. Maybe you are not happy with its shape. It's okay, and wish to change it back to that ball of the dough again. You can do that. You can roll that roti. Then you will get back your that dough again. This is the thing, but reversible change. Okay. Now think about these changes you observed in activity 1, 2 and 3. What do they have in common? Was it possible to get balloon back to its original shape and size? Yes, it is possible. Was the size of the paper same as before and after making an aeroplane? Yes, it is. Was it possible to get back the ball of the dog again? Yeah, it is possible. Okay, so all these changes are reversible changes, right? Now, what do you conclude? In each of the three activities, it is possible to get back the material with which you have started the activity. So, we can conclude that all these things, all these activities are the example of your reversible changes because we get back the original product at the end of the activity. So, all these activities are your reversible, all these activities are the example of your reversible changes. Okay? If the answer is yes, it means the change occurring in these activities can be reversed back. Okay, so all these are your reversible changes. Now, let's move back. Okay. Now, you have to compare your very first activity with your fourth activity. Okay, in the fourth activity, again you have to take the balloons. Take some balloons you have used in activity 1. Blow it to its fullest shape and tie its mouth with a string tightly. Prick it with the help of a pointed pencil. What will happen? It will burst. You will not get original product back after this activity. So this is example of your irreversible change. Okay. Second one. You can compare activity number 5 with your activity number 2. Right. So in this activity again you have to make the aeroplane. But you have to draw. This time you have to draw the aeroplane and then you have to cut the outline. But, so after this, what will happen? Can you paste it again? Yes, you can paste, but you will never get the paper back in its original shape again. Okay, you can paste it. You can paste it with the help of glue or sellotape, but the original paper has been lost in this activity. So this is example of your irreversible change. Okay. Third one is roll out the roti again. Compare this activity with your activity number 3. In this you have to roll out the roti from the bowl of a dough again and bake it on a tawa. This time you have to bake it. After baking, it will form a new product. You can never get back your dough again. This is irreversible change. Okay. Suppose you are asked the same 3 questions which you have answered in activity number 3. What would the answer be now? Your answer is all these activities are the example of irreversible changes because the original product has been lost during the activities. It get converted into new product. That's why these are the example of irreversible changes. Okay. You use a pencil and an eraser. With repeated use, their shape and size change. Can we reverse this change? No, because the original product has been lost during the course of the that activity, right? So these are irreversible changes. You must have seen a potter working on a wheel. Have you seen? I hope you have. He shaped a lump of a clay into a pot, right? Can this change be reversed? He then baked the pot into an oven. Now, can this change be reversed? Earlier, he was not baking the pot. Yes, earlier when he is not baking that whole thing, then we can reverse the process. We can get back the clay again. But after baking, it will convert it into new product, and we will never get the clay back. So after baking, it will be irreversible process. Okay. Some common changes are given below this table. Fill it table. Okay. This is your homework. You have to fill this table. You have to write down some common changes. Okay. For example, raw egg to boil egg. Can we reverse that? You have to apply your mind and you have to fill this table. Okay. Batter to idli. Can you get idli to batter back? Think about it. Okay. You have to fill this the table by yourself. Now 6.2. Could there be other ways to bring the change other than reversible and irreversible? Can we bring the change? Let's find it out. We all have seen the tools which are used to dig the soil, right? Have you ever seen how iron blade in these tools fixed to the wooden handle? How that wooden handle fit in this iron nail? This is logical question, right? How we fit this that wooden thing into this iron that blade? So let's find it out. The iron blade of this tool has ring. This is the ring, okay, in which the wooden handle is fixed. Normally the ring is slightly smaller in size than a wooden handle. Have you seen? This ring is normally smaller in size as compared to the wooden handle. So how do we do that? To fix the handle, ring is heated and it becomes slightly larger. Heating expand the metals. Okay, heating is a property. This is a property in which the heating always expand the metal. What will happen? First of all, we have to heat this ring. What will happen? Heating will increase the size. This process is known as expansion. Okay, heating causes expansion. What is expansion? Increasing in the size. Okay, heating causes that. So when it expanding size, we can just insert the wooden that thing inside that, right? And after that, we'll let it cool down for few that time. Okay. So what will happen after cooling? It will get back to its original form, which is smaller than this wooden handle. Okay. So this is how we insert this thing inside this in this tool. Okay, this is just one example. Many more examples are there in your home also. In the tawa, the wooden thing is attached to that black tawa. How we do that? By expansion and contraction. Okay. Yes. Such changes is also used to fix the metal ring on the wooden wheel of a cart. Okay. We also use this process to attach the wooden rim. The metal rim inside a wooden wheel cart. Okay. Again, the metal rim is made slightly smaller. We made it slightly smaller than the wooden wheel. On heating, rim will expand. We can just attach the rim and then we let it cool down. After that, it will contract. Contract is exactly opposite of your expansion. In contraction, when we cool down the thing, it will get back to its original form. This is nothing but contraction. Exactly opposite of your expansion. Okay. So cooling, that cold water is then poured over the rim, which contract and fit tightly into wheel. Okay. Many more loads, so lots of examples are there. You can go through them. Okay. Now see, this is metal ring, this is wooden wheel. Okay. We expand it, attach to it, then pour water, cold water, which causes the contraction, and then we can fit this iron rim inside the wooden wheel. Okay. When we heat water in a pan, it begins to boil after some time. If we continue to heat further, the quantity of the pan begin to decrease. Have you seen that? What is happening here? The water is converted into vapors. right? Water is converted into vapors. The water changes vapor form. In activity 7, chapter 5, you have observed that water vapor gets changed into liquid when it is cooled. Nothing but condensation. Condensation is conversion of your water vapor back to your water, back to a liquid. Okay. We all have noticed that melting of ice, ice melt when it is heated. What does it change into? It is possible to change this water back to ice? Yes, it's always possible. Okay. Let us observe some more changes. So Bujov has often noticed that road construction worker heat the black material which is known as tar, okay, for repairing the road. The road construction worker always what they do, they just heat up the tar which convert it into liquid form, then they pour over it the road, then allow it to solidify for construction of the road. Okay, by heating we can reverse the process, right? By cooling down it will solidify, when we heat it will convert into liquid form, same thing. Okay, now Paheli wants to know if you have ever seen a blacksmith, okay, making some tools. How does a blacksmith change a piece of iron into different tools, right? A piece of iron is heated till it becomes red hot. You can observe this thing, okay? You can observe this always. These things are happening in the marketplace always, right? So a piece of iron is heated till it becomes red hot. It then becomes soft and is beaten into desired shape. What change has taken place in iron on being heated? What kind of change is this? This is nothing but expansion. Expansion, okay? Now let's study the activity number 7. Take a small candle and measure its length with a scale. Now fix a suitable place and light it. Let it burn for some time, okay? Now blow out the candle and measure the length again. Can this change in the length of a candle be reversed? No, it won't. If we were to take some wax in a pan and heat it, can this change be reversed? Yes, it can always be reversed. Okay. Now repeat the activity number 7 with an incense stick. Wait till it burns away completely. What are the changes that occur in the incense stick? The stick burns to produce some new material. Whenever new material is producing, it means it is an irreversible change. Okay. The stick burn to produce new material. These are ash and some gases. We cannot see the gases, but we can sense them due to pleasant smell. Okay. Can this change be reversed? And what about the change which occur in the matchstick you use to light the candle or the incense stick? Okay, this is the example of irreversible change. So far we have discussed changes occurring in a given object or its material. What about the change that occur when two substances are mixed together? In chapter number 4, when we dissolve salt in water, do you think that change occur in salt or in water? It is possible to reverse this change. In chapter number 5, we learned to separate the salt from its solution of water. So we can say that those are the examples of reversible change, because we are able to separate the components into different things. That's why these are nothing but examples of irreversible change. Okay. So we can say that the changes due to dissolving salt in the water is reversible, because we can reverse that the whole process. Okay. Paheli asks if you have ever seen curd being set. A small quantity of curd is added to home milk. The milk is stirred and that it is set aside for few hours at the home place. In few hours, the milk changes into curd. Can this change be reversed? No. This is irreversible change. Okay. We find that few ways to bring about a change in the substance could be by heating it or by mixing it with some other substance. We also have find out that some changes can be reversed while others cannot. Okay. There must be many other ways of changing things around us. It is possible that some of them could be reversed and some are irreversible change. Okay. In higher class, we will be learning about few more things which you can change. Okay, few more phenomena by which you can change by which you can alter your surrounding. Okay, now these are the keywords of this chapter: changes, contraction, evaporation, expansion and melting. Okay, now let's go through the NCERT questions. First one is, to walk through a waterlogged area, you usually shorten the length of your dress by folding it. Can this change be reversed? Yes, of course, it can be reversed. Okay, you accidentally dropped your favorite toy and broke it. Yeah, this is change you. This is a change you did not want. Can this change be reversed? No, this is irreversible change. Okay. Some examples are listed in the following table. For each of the change, write in the blank column whether the change is reversible or irreversible. So, sewing of paper on a wood. I want you to fill this table by yourself. This is very easy kind of table. You can fill it by yourself. Okay. Now, a drawing sheet change when you draw a picture on it. Can you reverse this change? If you draw the drawing with the help of pencil, yes, then it can be reversible. But when you draw this drawing with the help of sketch pens or pen, then it is irreversible change. Okay. Give example to explain difference between changes that can or cannot be reversed. You can give examples of both. Okay. We have discussed all these things during our chapter. A thick coating of plaster of Paris (POP) is applied over bandage on a fractured bone. It becomes hard on drawing to keep the fractured bone immobilized. Okay. Can the change of POP be reversed? No, we cannot reverse it. Okay, because after setting we cannot, it will solidify and we will never get back the original POP. Okay, so this is irreversible change. A bag of cement laying on open get wet due to rain during the night. The next day the sun shine brightly. Do you think the change which have occurred in the cement could be reversed? No. Same that logic, because after solidification we will never get the cement back. Okay, so that's all for this chapter. Go through all the things again, and if you have any doubt you can revert back it to me. Okay, thank you students.